You gotta catch the Charlie Bahamas show this week. We're coming from Superwash with Hope and Cookie. Today looking for Charlie Banana.
That's Charlie Banana.
Catch
Is he
the show.
again?
Uh-oh, I hear them. Hurry up, catch the show. Cable Bahamas Channel 212. I know Hope's real name. Where did Cookie come from?
Nobody seemed to know.
Do you know?
No.
Catch the Charlie Bahama new season every Friday, 8 p.m. on Cable Bahamas Channel 212.
NFL season is back, and Cable Bahamas is bringing the action straight to you.
Okay, so let I take it from here. This season, Cable Bahamas is the Bahamas' #1 NFL provider. More games than ever before. With any live fiber infinite bundle, Trio or Trio Plus, you unlock Thursday Night Football, Sunday Ticket in 4K, and every highlight that matters. Just opt in the Sports X for $5 a month.
And don't miss a touchdown. Sign up now.
Watch Thursday Night Football exclusively with Rev and the Live Fiber on channel 747 and 748.
First tonight in our news, live at 7.
A mother of two finds herself in need tonight after being forced to sleep inside of a vehicle. I'm Delvarte Emmanuel, and that story just ahead.
Plus, unions representing BTC workers airing out their grievances in a meeting with the Prime Minister, as they say they will no longer remain silent. We've got details from that meeting today. Plus, a man crashes into a Robinson Road supermarket after being shot. Investigators think he may have been driving from the scene of the deadly shooting. We've got details from police. And then in our news at 7:30.
Coming up tonight on our news, find out how MSC Cruises Conservation Center on Ocean Key is making a major difference.
Our news live at 7 starts right now. Welcome to our news live at 7. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Berthany McDermott in for Candino Knowles. We begin with a heart-wrenching story tonight. A single mother of two pleading for help after she says she was forced to sleep on the beach with her autistic children. It comes on the heels of losing her husband last year. Delvarte Emmanuel has the agonizing story in this report tonight.
Imagine being put out of your home in the middle of the night with nowhere else to go, forced to sleep on the beach. Well, that's the heartbreaking story of 47-year-old Amika McKenzie. It's here on Saunders Beach where Amika and her two sons spent the night, sleeping in their car after being forced to leave their apartment where they'd been staying since her husband's death last year. But that time came to an end.
And I appreciated he was helping me, but I told him that I still haven't gotten the assistance from social service to get a place for me and my boys. But he said, ain't nothing he could do. I have to go. So me and my kids, I pack all my stuff and we end up sleeping on Saunders Beach last night in the car.
It's a challenging year for the mother of two. She says she's struggling to get back on her feet after losing her husband to colon cancer. If that wasn't bad enough, Ford McKenzie says she has two autistic sons who've been out of school for almost a year.
My oldest son, who's 14, who has autism, he walks on his tippy toes and he can't walk very far because when he walks very far, he gets it. I don't know if it pains him or what, but I have to stop and let him sit for a while. And the other child, they said that he is speech delayed.
Amika says despite visiting 3 social services offices in recent weeks, she says she's got no assistance, but she's trying to make it through these tough times. Ford McKenzie says she's recently started a job as a security officer.
I just need to make sure my children have a roof over their head and stuff, you know. I just don't want to be living in no car on the street with my boys because in their condition, it's not good for them. It'll just make them worse.
Those wishing to offer assistance can reach her directly at 808-5799. Reporting for Our News, I'm Delvado Emmanuel.
Well, we reached out to the Department of Social Services, who confirmed they are aware of Ford McKenzie's situation. Officials say the family has received assistance in the past. However, at this time, there are no shelter spaces available. They're suggesting she checks back tomorrow. And now to another story we've been following. Unions representing BTC workers are the latest to get an audience with the Prime Minister this morning as they battle with a myriad of issues with the telecommunications company. Union heads are demanding a change at the top amid poor working conditions and worse treatment by the company. But it seems there may now be some light at the end of the tunnel as the union feels confident relief is coming following that meeting with the Prime Minister.
The BCPMU and the BCPOU wants to let BTC know we're not being quiet anymore. We ain't quiet no more. We ain't quiet no more. We've had the air of the Prime Minister. He listened to us, and we want them to know it's not going to be a quiet thing moving ahead. Some things are on the way.
Unions representing employees at BTC meeting with Prime Minister Philip Davis to air out their grievances in hopes of getting resolved. It seems to be in addition to ongoing meetings with the Prime Minister and trade unions. Ahead of the meeting, Bahamas Communications and Public Officers Union President Sherry Benjamin and Bahamas Communications and Public Managers Union President Kendrick Knowles sharing their goals for the meeting.
We want them gone. They are no good for this organization. You can't stay on your phone for no long periods of time because the phone calls are dropping. The reason the phone calls are dropping is because our equipment in our offices are running hot and they cannot stay on, and because of poor leadership.
We want the government to be aware, very clearly aware, of the level that BTC has decayed to. All right? This company still carries the name of this country. It is the Bahamas Telecommunication Company, and we're being treated like animals.
Both unions have slammed working conditions at BTC and poor treatment by executive management. Both union heads say the offices are filled with mold and mildew, adding that only a few locations now have air conditioning. Following the meeting, both unions told reporters it was productive and they're confident the PM will address the issues.
A lot of the concerns, especially with the state that the company is in, as far as the deterioration of the network, the deterioration of the building itself that persons are working in and stuff, those things we brought to his attention, and he has committed to speaking with executives in BTC to look into the matter, and so we're pretty happy.
Most recently, BTC unions were demanding terminated employees be reinstated, all issues brought up to the Prime Minister.
We feel very comfortable that we have a leader that has been willing to listen to what the union is saying here at BTC and taking the matter in hand to have it dealt with.
Another shooting in the Robinson Road area left one man in his late 20s dead on Sunday. Inspector Gerard Culmer said around 4:45 p.m. they received an anonymous call that a man crashed into a parking lot on Robinson Road and 3rd Street, The Grove. When officers from the Grove Police Station arrived on the scene, they met the driver in a purple Nissan Cube.
For sure, we know right now that this shooting did not occur at this location. However, the male coming from wherever the shooting happened, he ended up losing control and crashed into the vehicle in the back parking lot.
Just 2 months ago, a mass shooting happened in the area that left 2 men dead and several others injured. Culmer could not say if there is a connection between the two matters, but assured that the head of the South Central Division, Chief Superintendent Christlyn Skippings, is doing her best to maintain law and order in the area.
So I just want to reiterate, the police are your friends and this is our community. We come from this community. So therefore, when the police come knocking and trying to bring the white flag to say that, hey, we are here and we want to help the community, don't hesitate. We aren't your enemies.
A Jamaican woman facing deportation after she was convicted of having a fake Bahamian driver's license. Eunice Stirrup handed the fake license to an immigration officer on October 2nd, a court heard. The 63-year-old was arrested after it was determined that the license was a forgery. Sturr pleaded guilty to possession of a forged document when she appeared before Magistrate Abigail Farrington. She was ordered to pay a $500 fine to avoid spending 1 month in prison. As Sturrup has no status in the country, she will be handed over to the Department of Immigration for deportation. Delivering security, opportunity, and justice through diplomacy. That's the goal for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs' official as they host Diplomatic Week. It's a gathering of diplomats, government, civil society, academic, and private sector leaders to engage on critical foreign issues while strengthening international partnerships. Giving the keynote address at the opening ceremony at Baha this morning, Prime Minister Philip Davis said in a time of global fragmentation, countries like the Bahamas demonstrate that cooperation is still possible.
As we begin Diplomatic Week 2025, I ask that please see this as a reminder that peace does not sustain itself. It must be cultivated through conversation, compromise, and courage. The world does not need more noise. It needs steadier voices, voices that can calm conflict, tolerate differences, and build coalitions for the common good.
Discussions throughout the week will cover areas such as national security, climate change, and trade diversification. Foreign Affairs Minister Fred Mitchell says the week-long conference has evolved into a cornerstone as diplomats continue to foster meaningful dialogue, collaboration, and partnerships.
It is into this unparalleled democracy, this beautiful country, that you've come this week to join us for a week of discussions, frank discussions, in the midst of what has been understatedly called challenging times. Welcome and have a productive, safe, and enjoyable experience in a democratic Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
Well, it's time now for your first look at temperatures. Meteorologist Greg Thompson is standing by in the Weather Center. Greg.
Yeah, thanks, Berthany, and a happy Monday evening, everybody. Beautiful conditions on the outside. We have just a few clouds floating out there. Temperature in the low 80s, 83 degrees is our current temperature. East-northeast winds at 9 miles per hour, but it feels like temperature comfortable, 88 degrees. Still on the warm side, but still comfortable out there right now. Current temperatures around the islands right now. It is 80 in Freeport, 79 in Marsh Harbor, Abaco, Great Harbor Key as well. Pick up 81, Alistown, Bimini, Nicholstown, Andros, 80 there, 83 here in the capital. Governor's Harbor, 78. Central Bahamas, 80s, Kemps Bay, Black Point, Exuma, Arthurstown, Cat Island, Georgetown, Exuma, Deadman's Key, Port Nelson, and Coburn Town, all 81 and into the southeast Bahamas. So we pick up more 80s there actually. 82 in Duncantown, Ragged Island, 80 Kern Hill, Cricket Island, Delectable Bay, Abrahams Bay, and a pair of 81s, Matthew County, Nagua, and our neighbors to the southeast, Turks and Caicos Islands, with a few showers and isolated thunderstorms nearby. Satellite radar composite. We have two features across our area. We have a dissipating front, or the remnants of one across the southeast Bahamas. That's what's generating showers and thunderstorms across the southeast islands, Inagua, Rub Key, actually Meguana, and the Turks and Caicos Islands. They are getting those showers, and we also have another front that's dropping into the northwest Bahamas with some showers and thunderstorms associated with that. We will continue to watch these fronts sink towards the south, giving us a few more showers, and we will continue with some dry air behind that. But we are watching an area in the tropics that we may have to continue to watch for the next couple of days. We'll tell you more about that later on in newscasts.
Coming up in sports, we get into some way too early college hoops recruiting. There's a duo out in Cali who has next.
Fill up box for only $30.
The new KFC Fill-Up Box, serving 6 juicy pieces of chicken, 4 buttery biscuits, crispy fries to share, and 12 premium original recipe KFC nuggets, all packed into one crave-worthy box. So dig in and do whatever the crunch you want with the KFC Fill-Up Box. Only at KFC, it's finger-licking good.
Carrie's Fabric and Uniform Store wants to get you ready for back to school.
They have ready-made uniforms and uniform fabrics for almost every school in the Bahamas.
At Carrie's, find skirts, blouses, shirts, jumpers, boy shorts and long pants, neckties, socks, and more.
You can even have your uniform skirts custom made.
Check out our selection of embroidered cotton shirts.
That's Carrie's Fabric and Uniform Store on Mackey Street.
Call us at 393-0758 or 817-0758.
Whether you're battling a chronic condition or offsetting a new injury, Doctors Hospital's comprehensive rehab services offer the help you need now.
Go to doctors.
3 advanced facilities at Collins Avenue, Carmichael Road, in Cable Beach means your personalized plan for care is just a visit away. From physiotherapy to occupational therapy and speech and language pathology, our team approach is all about rebuilding together. For a full list of services, visit doctorshosp.com/rehabilitation. Doctors Hospital, trusted and best care now. Isn't your health worth it?
For over 2 decades, our loyal viewers have made us the most watched and trusted half hour of television. And now, with more reasons to watch.
Those chaotic scenes from Parliament this morning as the mace dramatically thrown through the windows.
Our News, weeknights at 7:30 with Atalia Hall. Just another reason to stay with the team you already trust.
Welcome to Our Sports at 7, presented by 10th Year Seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset, and believe it or not, that's John Mark Nutt. Let's do show. The pipeline from the Bahamas to Veritas Academy in Ontario, not that one, the one in California. That's already producing Division I talent for college hoops. There's a lot to be excited about in the next few years. Javez Colby and Keitho Johnson have become rising stars at Veritas, and both players have already attracted NCAA Division I interest. Colby, a 6'9" forward, heads into his second year at the academy and has quickly emerged as one of the most promising big men in his class. He recently picked up an offer from Cal Berkeley, in addition to a pair of offers from UTEP and Cal Riverside. Johnson, the 6'6" wing, heads into his first season with Veritas. He was recently offered by Cal Riverside.
We'll blame the elements. That's the only reason Lennox Lockhart didn't book his spot in Bahrain. We're calling it now. He'll be there next time. Lockhart turned heads on the final day of the 2025 RMC US Trophy Final at Newcastle Motorsports Park in Indiana. Competed in the Mini-Max division, his final didn't go as planned after rain overnight left the track damp and tricky for the drivers on slick tires. Starting in the lead pack, Lennox pushed hard but spun early, dropping back to 21st position. He fought his way back through the field to finish 10th overall, clocking the fastest lap of the final in the process.
New programs, new uniform, even a new haircut, and a new chapter in the college hoops journey for Frederick King. King made his debut with the Murray State Racers in their 75-70 exhibition win over the Xavier Musketeers at the Cintas Center in Cincinnati, Ohio. He posted 15 points on 11 boards in just 28 minutes to lead the Racers. That'll do it for Our Sports. Stay tuned to Our News at 7:30 for details on these stories and more.
When our news comes back from the break, we turn our spotlight to stories making headlines across the world as tensions flare again in Gaza after Israeli strikes killed at least 28 people Sunday. Plus, Amazon's cloud services unit, AWS, was struggling to recover on Monday from a widespread outage knocking out apps and websites. And King Charles III and Pope Leo XIV will pray together in the Sistine Chapel next week. We'll have the details when our news returns.
Family, how you look so down? Set up all cold and flu, could flip that frown. All the coughing and that running nose cannot last. You must come back to work and class. Set them all to deal with that fast, yeah. Try set them all cold and flu, daytime and nighttime too. Try set them all cold and flu and get back to the better you. Available at pharmacies nationwide.
Distributed by Lowe's Wholesale Drug Agencies Limited.
I start my day with a good stretch and think about what I'm eating next.
I train hard, then plan a meal that fits my macros. Simple.
Welcome to Bamboo Shack.
Fresh greens, shredded carrots, sweet craisins, all drizzled in our signature mango sauce. Top it your way with juicy grilled chicken or sizzling shrimp. Either way, you're winning. It's not just a salad, it's a BAM salad.
No need to daydream no more when you can walk into Automall Bahamas and drive off in your favorite vehicle today. Take the stress out of car ownership with our extended 5-year warranty. As the automobile trailblazers, we offer genuine parts and carry a large inventory at all times for your convenience. Maintenance is never a problem. Our team of factory-trained technicians are equipped and always ready. Don't forget to visit our pre-owned department and multiple showrooms. So what are you waiting on? Drive off worry-free with our 5-year warranty.
Welcome back to our news. We turn our attention now to stories making headlines across the world. Tensions flaring again in Gaza after Israeli strikes killed at least 28 people Sunday, including families sheltering in tents in Nuseirat. The Israeli military says the attacks were in retaliation for a Hamas strike that killed 2 Israeli soldiers near the Rafah deployment line, a move Israel called a blatant truce violation. Mourners gathered in Khan Yunis as U.S. envoys arrived to help salvage the ceasefire, now at its almost fragile point since it began. One of the world's most famous museums remained closed tonight after a brazen daylight heist rocked the Louvre in Paris. Police say 4 masked thieves used power tools and a mechanical lift to break into the Gallery of Apollo, making off with 8 priceless pieces of French crown jewels. The gang escaped on scooters, leaving behind 2 damaged items, including Empress Eugene's crown. Officials call it an attack on French history as investigators now hunt a well-organized criminal ring behind the daring robbery. Amazon's cloud service unit, AWS, was struggling to recover on Monday from a widespread outage that knocked out thousands of websites, along with some of the world's most popular apps, Snapchat and Reddit, and disrupted businesses globally. Rachel Faber has the details.
Disruptions continued to plague Amazon's cloud services unit, AWS, on Monday, as it struggled to recover from a widespread global outage that took down thousands of websites. Some applications were gradually coming back online, but AWS acknowledged that elevated errors were still affecting services. Ed Amoroso is an NYU research professor and compared the difficult recovery to a pilot trying to manage a mid-air crisis.
First thing you do is fly the plane. So the first thing they need to do is get their arms around their systems.
Amoroso said there did not appear to be any malicious activity related to the outage. AWS said the issue originated from within its EC2 internal network.
So we live in an era right now where we are very dependent on the cloud providers. So we need them to be at the top of their game. And today Amazon was not.
Monday's outage took down some of the world's most popular apps, including Snapchat and Reddit. Amazon's own services, including its shopping website, Prime Video, and Alexa, were also hit.
A historic moment for Christian unity as King Charles III and Pope Leo XIV will pray together in the Sistine Chapel next week. The October 23rd service marks the first time since the Reformation that heads of the Church of England and the Catholic Church will join in prayer. Charles, who will receive a new honorary title during his visit, is following in his footsteps of his late mother, Queen Elizabeth II. And Ford is recalling more than 290,000 pickups in the U.S. after discovering a problem with the rear-view camera that could cause images to malfunction in certain lighting conditions. The recall covers some 2020 through 2022 F-250, F-350, and F-450 Super Duty trucks. Ford says dealers will update the software free of charge, with initial notification letters going out to owners on October 20th. Still to come in our news, Today in History, find out interesting facts about the day that was October 20th. And then in our news at 7:30, a longtime trade union is pleading for stronger government intervention as unions representing BTC decry working conditions at BTC. And the Bahama Resort is preparing for its Culinary and Arts Festival this week. Danielle Miller tells us a major focus this year is on the creative community. That's coming up when our news returns.
Hey, big man, the phone dead. What you mean the phone dead? So we can't call Domino's now?
Y'all know it ain't that serious, right?
Just head over to Domino's242.com and you can order your pizza, choose where you want it and how you want it. And you know what? While you're there, create your own pizza profile. Save your favorite and your last order so your next order can be quicker. Plus, you can track how far your delivery is.
So chill. Enjoy your game, fellas.
All-a-way means
collective hope.
Togetherness.
Sharing resources, you're sharing energy, and you're sharing a common goal.
All-a-way means community.
We jamming.
A shared history.
Coming together to share their ideas.
All-a-way is one family. All-a-way is one.
The journey that we share.
Stronger together.
A perpetual collaborative effort that's built on community. That's what all-a-way means to me.
October 20th, 1968, former U.S. First Lady Jacqueline Kennedy married Greek shipping magnate Aristotle Onassis. Here, the couple is seen leaving the church, followed by guests and crowds. The car of the newlywed couple is surrounded by newsmen and cameramen. The couple was married for 6.5 years until his death in 1975. Plus, in 2007, Frenchman Loic Lefrem sets the world record for apnea diving at a depth of 162 meters off the shores of Nice. The Frenchman is seen celebrating his first No Limits world record. Emergency workers say the 36-year-old died during a training accident on April 11th in 2007. Also on this day in 2011, Libyan de facto leader Muammar al-Gaddafi was killed by rebel forces following a revolt that received international military assistance. The longest-serving leader in Africa and the Arab world was captured and killed near his hometown. The eccentric 69-year-old dictator who came to power in a 1969 coup headed a government that was accused of numerous human rights violations against its own people and was linked to terrorist attacks, including the 1988 bombing of a Pan Am jet over Scotland. And in 2014, Dominican-born American fashion designer Oscar de la Renta, whose work blending European luxury with American ease, died in Connecticut.
Enslaved freedom fighter Pompey Roll, whose defiance more than 200 years ago sparked the first major revolt against slavery, was named a national hero during last week's award ceremonies. Accepting on behalf of the National Museum of the Bahamas and the Antiquities Monuments and Museums Corporation was Managing Director Dorn Cornish. Last week, we caught up with Cornish in Bimini just days after the ceremony.
It was quite a big moment for us, monumental, as I said. We believe at the National Museum that was important for us, and for the government now to acknowledge him as a national hero is quite monumental for us.
In 1830, Pompey defied orders to relocate 77 enslaved people from Exuma to Cat Island, sparking the historic slave resistance. He and others seized the boat and headed for Nassau, hoping to appeal to then-Governor Carmichael Smith. Despite being captured and punished, his stand is remembered as a turning point in the fight for freedom. For Cornish, naming Pompey the newest national honoree is just another step to telling Pompey's story.
What we want to be doing is having a conversation about how we've evolved, the impact of that resistance against the conditions those enslaved persons suffered in Exuma, and then to tell that story to the rest of the Bahamas so that they can appreciate, the strength of that movement and how it influenced all the movements that led to the eventual emancipation and the apprenticeship period and then the freedom of all the slave persons in the Bahamas.
Well, to watch that story again and for all of today's top stories, visit rnews.bs. Well, that does it for our news at 7. Joining us now is our Atalia Hall with the latest headlines. Good evening, Atalia.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
Are you happy to be back? It's a new week. No. That says no, but thank you so much, Berthany. Well, coming up, we take you to MSC Cruises' private island off Bimini, and Baha Mar is gearing up for their Culinary Expo. And don't forget, stay locked into our news every week from now until December for your shot at driving away in a brand new 2025 Hyundai Creta. It's the ultimate giveaway brought to you by Our News Alive and Auto Mall. We've got some extra prizes courtesy of Auto Mall and Alive as well, so you'll have even more chances to win with fun trivia trivia and giveaways on our digital platforms. To learn more, head over to ournews.bs and find out how you can win. Good luck. Here are your latest headlines. First tonight on our news at 7:30, as more media figures cross into politics, veteran journalist turned diplomat Wendell Jones says those with political ambition should resign before campaigning, calling it a matter of integrity. Also, Labor Relations head Bernard Evans says conditions at BTC have been declining for years, and now he's calling for stronger government intervention following a high-level meeting with union leaders. Also, a man who kidnapped and repeatedly raped a teenage girl over 5 days is now seeking a reduced sentence. And later,
coming up tonight on Our News, find out how MSC Cruises Conservation Center on Ocean Key is making a major difference.
The story when Our News at 7:30 returns.
Tourism today, Bahamas tourism today.
This round is a 3-city mission. We're here tonight in Ottawa. Tomorrow we go to Halifax, next day to Calgary. It's important for us to canvass all of the major cities in Canada. Of course, we've already done Toronto and Montreal, but the reality is now we have 45 flights a week this winter. We have added Air Canada and Porter's flights out of Ottawa and Halifax, non-stop to Nassau, and people should know that. So we are embracing and building upon what we've done for many, many decades. And this love between the Bahamas and Canada, we expect to continue to grow.
For us, this 3-city Canadian mission this time around was so amazing, so impactful. We started with Ottawa, with a room that was so vibrant and energetic, and travel advisors that wanted to know more about the islands of the Bahamas. And the feedback that we got was just phenomenal. And they're booking their guests to come to the destination. And then we moved across, and we were in Halifax. Again, the vibrancy in the room, the agents, the experiences, the conversations, the information that was shared. And last stop, well, we're here in Calgary. And this is actually the headquarters for WestJet. What I love about this mission is the connectivity. 45 non-stop flights from Canada into the islands of the Bahamas. It opens up new connectivity for Paris, Germany, and also the UK. The energy in the rooms, all of the rooms, was just amazing. We brought our culture, we brought our food, our history, our heritage. We shared information about our lifetime of islands, and they will certainly visit the Bahamas for a lifetime of experiences.
Visit Tourism Today or Bahamas.com. I'm Michael Miller, and this is Tourism Today.
Welcome to our news. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Natalia Hall. Veteran journalist turned diplomat Wendell Jones says while he's had no issues with journalists pursuing politics, he believes members of the Fourth Estate with political aspirations should resign before hitting the campaign trail. His comments come after 3 media giants have ventured into the political arena. Our Joshua Williams caught up with Jones on the sidelines of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs Diplomatic Week opening ceremony at Bahamar this morning.
Election season is in full swing and political hopefuls are on the ground campaigning. Among them, journalists and at least one media house executive. Eyewitness News owner and Island Lux CEO Sebas Bastian was ratified by the PLP to run in Fort Charlotte last Thursday, while Zedna's general manager Clint Watson is seeking a nomination from the PLP to run in Southern Shores. And Tribune publisher Robert Depuch-Caron is seeking the nod from the Progressive Liberal Party for the Michael seat. With members of the Fourth Estate transitioning into politics, critics claim it could pose a challenge for the Fourth Estate. Bahamas ambassador to the United States and former Jones Communications CEO Wendell Jones says he has no issue with journalists making the jump as long as it's done the right way.
The entry into media must be done right. You cannot be serving as an executive in a media company and immediately jump into politics. I believe that a resignation at the appropriate time is necessary, and then you get involved.
There's also concerns about fair and uncensored reporting.
You ought to subscribe and adhere to the tenets of journalism, and you should have some professional integrity, and you should know what is right from wrong, to decipher what is right from wrong.
Over the years, we've seen professionals from various backgrounds step into frontline politics. So are journalists cut out for the task?
John F. Kennedy was a media man. Obie Wilchcombe was a media man. Fred Mitchell came out of media. All over the United States, most of the diplomats that I'm working with in Washington, D.C., have been in media. Some of the best politicians in the world have been media people.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Joshua Williams.
Well, Ireland's ambassador-designate to the Bahamas, John Concannon, is preparing to officially assume his post following the formal presentation of his credentials. During a meet and greet hosted at Shenanigans Irish Bar on Bay Street, he reflected on the decades-long friendship between Ireland and the Bahamas, explaining that his country is eager to deepen cooperation with the Bahamas. The goal to strengthen trade, education, and climate partnerships. He's in Nassau this week to officially present his credentials to the Governor General and participate in Diplomatic Week.
In the recent years, we've really put a huge, significant focus on our work in the Caribbean. And that really was, I suppose, the biggest manifestation of that was in the publication of a strategy, the Small Island Developing States Strategy, which came as part of our campaign for a seat on the UN Security Council. And that strategy then was refreshed and most recently launched at COP, the recent COP. And it is a very comprehensive program of engagement, particularly around sustainability and on the oceans and the blue economy.
The two countries officially forged diplomatic ties in 2007. Alongside him will be Shane Ryan, who heads Ireland's office for the Caribbean based in Miami. Ryan expressed optimism about strengthening diplomatic, cultural, and economic ties between the two island nations.
Part of the role and what we're doing here is to try and develop trade. We're looking for areas of partnership. One of the things that we're going to be talking about with the government is a major conference that we're going to be holding in Dublin next year, a Global Trade Horizons Conference for Latin America and very specifically for the Caribbean. So within that, we'll be looking at the full swathe and across the horizon of the trade.
Labor relations lead Bernard Evans says conditions at the Bahamas Telecommunications Company have long been heading in the wrong direction, adding that the meeting with union heads and Prime Minister Philip Davis today was an eye-opener. Ahead of his appointment to the Labor Relations Union following the Davis administration's election victory, Evans was a longtime trade unionist, serving as president of the National Congress of the Bahamas, of the Trade Unions Bahamas, Evans, who was also a part of the meeting, is calling for more government intervention on the matter.
It's laughable and shameful, the condition that BTC has eroded to in this time. And I'm, again, appealing, like the unions has appealed, asked for stronger government intervention. We know that BTC has the majority shares still by the controllers, or those who are in charge of BTC. They have management control, they have board control. But I still believe that based on the shareholders agreement, everything that they've said, they have not lived up to.
Unions aired out issues about working conditions at the telecommunications company and poor treatment from executive team members. Evans also expressed confidence the Prime Minister will address the matter.
I think it was an eye-opener for the Prime Minister. I mean, he heard certain pockets of information over the last couple of years, but to hear it now again, and it's gotten worse, obviously, and he was dismayed. He's just, very, very concerned, and definitely is going to deal with this matter in the coming day or days to bring some resolution to the concerns raised by both unions this morning.
Now turning to court. A man who held a girl captive in bushes for 5 days while raping her repeatedly wants his 20-year sentence reduced due to the delay in bringing his case to trial. Lincoln Poitier kidnapped the 14-year-old daughter of a family friend in 2004, but he wasn't brought to trial until 2023. On January 3, 2004, with the permission of her mother, Poitier took the teen to a mall in New Providence where he bought her a baby G-Shock watch. After leaving the mall, he drove the child to bushes near Airport Industrial Park, where he restrained her with handcuffs, tied her to a tree, and gagged her mouth with duct tape. Poitier returned and raped the girl multiple times. The teen escaped after she was able to slip out of her restraints due to severe weight loss. He remained at large until his arrest in 2007. He was committed to stand trial in 2009 and arraigned in the Supreme Court in 2016. Due to delays in bringing the case to trial, Poitier's lawyer, Marianne Cadet, suggested a sentence in range of 10 to 12 years. Meanwhile, the prosecutor, Terry Archer, argued that the sentence should stand due to the nature of the offense and Poitier's extensive criminal record. The panel of justices of appeal, Milton Evans, Sir Ian Winder, and Gregory Smith, have reserved their decision. Well, MSC Cruises is redefining the private island experience from protecting marine life to uplifting local communities. Our Jasmine Brown takes you inside Ocean Key to see how MSC is turning its conservation promises into action. That story is coming up in about 5 minutes, but first, fairly nice weather to start off the work week. Meteorologist Greg Thompson is in the Weather Center with your first look. Greg, what can you tell us?
Yeah, thanks, Natalia, and a pleasant Monday evening, everybody. Beautiful conditions on the outside, just a few clouds. 83 degrees is our current temperature. Winds out of the east-northeast at 9 miles per hour, but your feels like temperature is at 88. Satellite radar composite, 2 frontal boundaries, one dissipating across the southeast Bahamas, generating some showers and some thunderstorms, mainly across the Inagua and the Turks and Caicos Islands. And then we have a second one that's dropping into the northwest Bahamas. Earlier today, that one will continue to sag towards the southeast. Should catch up with what's left of the old front down south. But in the tropics, we are watching an area that we are going to continue to monitor with the next couple of days. For some of the models are taking it towards us, the others carrying it into the Western Caribbean. We'll tell you more about that later on in the newscast.
Still to come on our news, is not just about luxury cruising. MSC Cruises is leading the way in ocean conservation and community development. Our Jasmine Brown visits the MSC Foundation's Marine Conservation Center in Bimini. Plus, the Bahamas Culinary and Arts Festival returns this week, with organizers expanding their focus to highlight local and regional talent. And that's all coming up when our news returns.
Fill a box for only $30.
The new KFC Fill-Up Box, serving 6 juicy pieces of chicken, 4 buttery biscuits, crispy fries to share, and 12 premium original recipe KFC nuggets, all packed into one crave-worthy box. So dig in and do whatever the crunch you want with the KFC Fill-Up Box. Only at KFC, it's finger-licking good.
Welcome to Paradise Games, where exceptional service meets the ultimate gaming experience. Our dedicated team is here to make every visit a win.
Now this is paradise.
This is more than just a place to play.
Now this is paradise.
It's where excitement meets world-class service.
Now this is paradise.
Now this is paradise.
Come, experience it for yourself. Now this is paradise.
When I wake up in the morning and I take a walk outside, I see the sunshine, I see a new day, and that feeling puts a smile right on my face. I know just what to do, go to the paint place. So if you wanna paint it right the first time, go to the paint place, stop at the paint place. And if you want it to last a lifetime, go to the paint place, stop at the paint place.
Cancer Treatment Centers of America is now City of Hope, creating one of the leading cancer care and research networks from coast to coast, providing more of what you need. More locations means more care closer to home. More specialists means more expertise. More research means more breakthroughs. More advancements means more treatment options. And more options means more hope. Call now to get more of the care you need.
MSC Cruises is leading the charge when it comes to reimagining the private island experience. And it's not just about cruising the high seas, it's also about conservation-led initiatives and investing in ocean health and local communities. Our Jasmine Brown got a first-hand look at how they're putting those promises into action at their private island off Bimini. In the first installment of her week-long series, she takes a look at the MSC Foundation's Marine Conservation Center.
MSC Cruises isn't just bringing passengers to the Bahamas, they're also helping the environment through their groundbreaking research at their conservation center. Nestled just 20 miles off the shores of Bimini, Ocean Key is now a signature stop for MSC Cruises, but the island has a very different past. In the 1960s, the Key was an artificial island used to mine aragonite. The Key was created from the dredge material, but was shut down due to a lack of profits. By 2015, MSC Cruises saw the potential to transform Ocean Key into a private island destination and pumped around $200 million to redevelop it, welcoming its first guests in 2019. In April of this year, they launched the MSC Foundation's Marine Conservation Center. Emmeline Boucher is the MSC Foundation's Marine Program Manager. She says the center is a platform to push protecting and preserving the marine environment.
So we welcome visitors daily. We have a ship almost every day with 5,000 persons. So this is the best way to educate people, because this is the first step in anything we are doing, especially to protect the environment.
The center houses 22 coral tanks, has a fully equipped biolab, and a lecture hall. It's also Ocean Key's base for research and education. As Boucher tells me, they're also taking on global issues, including the most severe coral reef bleaching on record, which has left 84% of surveyed reefs pale white due to extreme heat.
So we have this beautiful coral tank over here, which is going to be filled very soon with corals. We will be able to put up to 3,000 corals. And we have in our biolab over there a laboratory where we can conduct research on corals to make them adapt to the condition to come, especially like heat waves.
And the MSC team is not doing it alone. They partnered with universities in Florida and the Bahamas Agriculture and Marine Science Institute.
The point is to train the new scientists in the Bahamas.
Reporting for our news from Bimini, I'm Jasmine Brown.
It's now time for tonight's Financial Market Minute, brought to you by RF, your local investment bank. This has been your Financial Market Minute. To explore the best performing mutual funds in the Bahamas, visit our website at www.rfgroup.com.
Coming up in sports, out west in college hoops recruiting, a pair of Bahamian prospects moved to the top of the class. Lennox Lockhart is back on track, and Frederick King is showing the potential we always knew he had.
For 38 years, Struckham Commercial Pest Services has provided trained certified technicians while using environmentally safe, industry-standard products. Pests can devastate your business. Together, we will ensure adequate sanitation standards and safe pest exclusion methods. Uncontrolled pest problems lead to significant financial loss due to food contamination, business disruption, and stock waste. Struckham provides detailed solutions protecting your business and reputation. Struckham, #1 in pest.
May be tough, but Wendy's got you covered. Grab a day single or chicken sandwich with a junior fries and 16-ounce beverage for just $6.95. Why choose less from the other guys when you can get more? At Wendy's, we're providing bigger bites and better deals. So purchase your Tings Tough Value Meal today. Now available at all locations excluding the airport and food truck.
Imagine investing in your community and watching it thrive with RF Bank and Trust Mutual Funds. Your investment supports local businesses, creating jobs, fostering innovation, and building a stronger community. Invest smart, invest local, see your money make a difference. Join us at www.rfgroup.com/investlocal.
The future of energy in the Bahamas is changing.
and renewable energy is leading the way. At Inti Corporation, we're proud to be a part of that change as a Bahamian-led engineering, procurement, and construction company focused on building smarter, more sustainable solutions. Whether it's through our work with the government of the Bahamas and private sector partners, or our push to bring solar and other renewable systems to more communities, we're helping to push the envelope on national energy goals.
Inti supports and shows me that we all have a part to play, no matter how small. Something as simple as turning off unused lights can help reduce our impact on the environment. At Inti, they remind us that every action counts, and with young people and the government both stepping up, it feels possible.
And it's not just talk. They're opening doors for Bahamians to train and work in renewable energy, no matter your background, proving that the key to sustainability is the sharing of knowledge. We are the future, and we take flight with Inti.
Welcome to Our Sports, presented by 10th year seniors. I had to do several takes on this. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. That's John Marknut. Let's do show. The pipeline from the Bahamas to Veritas Academy in Ontario, not that one, the one in California. That's already producing Division I talent for college hoops. There's a lot to be excited about in the next few years. Javez Colby and Keitho Johnson have become rising stars at Veritas, and both players have already attracted NCAA Division I interest. Colby, a 6'9" forward, heads into his second year at the academy and has quickly emerged as one of the most promising big men in his class. He recently picked up an offer from Cal Berkeley, in addition to a pair of offers from UTEP and Cal Riverside. Johnson, the 6'6" wing, heads into his first season with Veritas. He was recently offered by Cal Riverside. The versatile two-way player joined Veritas after a brief stint in Statesboro, Georgia. Veritas has built a reputation as a global basketball hub, providing international student athletes with high-level competition and exposure. The program competes in the Nike EYBL Scholastic League and has earned invitations to elite tournaments across the US. They also recently completed an international tour in China, where they competed against local programs and took part in cultural exchanges.
We'll blame the elements. That's the only reason Lennox Lockhart didn't book his spot in Bahrain. We're calling it now. He'll be there next time. Lockhart turned heads on the final day of the 2025 RMC US Trophy Final at Newcastle Motorsports Park in Indiana. Competed in the Mini-Max division, his final didn't go as planned after rain overnight left the track damp and tricky for the drivers on slick tires. Starting in the lead pack, Lennox pushed hard but spun early, dropping back to 21st position. He fought his way back through the field to finish 10th overall, clocking the fastest lap of the final in the process. The event featured 23 drivers representing 13 countries, each chasing one of 5 available tickets to the 2025 Rotax Max Challenge Grand Finals in Bahrain. Lockhart represented the Bahamas with the Velocity Sodi kart team, adding another strong international performance to his growing resume.
New programs, new uniform, even a new haircut, and a new chapter in the college hoops journey for Frederick King. King made his debut with the Murray State Racers in their 75-70 exhibition win over the Xavier Musketeers at the Cintas Center in Cincinnati, Ohio. He posted 15 points on 11 boards in just 28 minutes to lead the Racers. Unlike those years spent at Creighton, King has already established a new leading role with Murray State. The Andros native went from the NBA Academy Latin America to 3 seasons with the Blue Jays, and now to Murray State under head coach Ryan Miller, who first recruited him to Creighton. King was dominant for Murray State at the Baha Mar Hoops Summer League and set the tone for what is expected to be his best college hoop season to date. He has high expectations with the Racers and recently appeared on the Missouri Valley Conference Players to Watch list. That'll do it for Our Sports. This is 10YS. First day back. Nice to see you dressed for the occasion.
Yeah, I saw you suited up for the first day back from vacation, and I had that one up you.
Does not get better than the Kentucky shirt. Go Big Blue. Back to the studio.
Still ahead on our news tonight, the Bahamas Culinary and Arts Festival returns this week, with organizers expanding their focus to highlight local and regional talent. And Greg is back with the extended weather when our news returns. Stay with us.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home healthcare supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price, and you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you, at the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
Plaza. Come shop with us. Shop, we've got so many stores. Shop, prices are right. Come spend the day, bring the family. Southwest Plaza, come shop with us.
I'm very excited, and I can't believe it. It's it's a dream come true. When she did call me yesterday about it, I didn't know what to believe. Thanks to Mr. Coleman and this whole staff for what they do, and making sure the customers are taken care of, making sure we enjoy the gaming they do give to us. Chances is a great house to play, even down to the staff, is perfect. They're going to marvel.
This is our news. Welcome back. Two frontal boundaries, one dissipating, one hanging out near the southeast Bahamas, generating some cloudiness as well as some shower activity across that area. We also have another one that's dropping in the northwest Bahamas. That's bringing us some showers and thunderstorms. Both systems will continue to sag towards the south. They eventually will merge. The second one down near the southeast Bahamas will fizzle out somewhat before that happens. But we are watching an area of the tropics. We still have a couple of weeks left in our Atlantic hurricane season, and we are going to be watching this large blob of disorganized showers and thunderstorms associated with a very vigorous tropical wave that's moving towards the west at a very quick speed, so it has very little chance for any organization. It also has some upper level shear, but this system, as it goes over the next couple of days, most of the models are taking it towards the west, but there are some models that are actually turning this thing towards the north and skirting the southeast Bahamas. So this is one system we will have to watch over the next couple of days to see what pans out. The rest of the tropics remaining quiet, but closer to home. Two frontal boundaries still dragging a few showers across us. High pressure behind that will build across, so we're looking for some tighter pressure gradients for the balance of the week, as well as some strong winds. Once again, the area that we're looking in the tropics for some further development, and that will happen over the next several days. Future forecast showing some moisture with the frontal boundary across the northwest Bahamas dropping towards the southeast, as I mentioned, merging with that front down towards the south, and that will continue over the next couple of days, so do expect some showers in your forecast. Boating forecast, northwest Bahamas, small craft caution, stay out of the Atlantic please. Risk of rip currents out there, easterly winds 10 to 15 knots, seas 2 to 4, but up to 6 feet along Atlantic exposures. Central Bahamas, much the same, but your winds a little stronger northeasterly, 15 to 20 knots, seas 4 to 7 feet in northeasterly swells. Here's a look now at your national forecast. In the extended forecast, we will keep some off and on showers, but the weekend looks to hinge on what's going to be happening with that system in the tropics. But as once again, we will continue to keep you updated on its progress. Let's look at our weather. Make it a safe night, everybody.
All right, thanks so much for that, Greg. Well, as we continue deepening our Bahamian roots with the Bahama Resort, the highly anticipated Bahamas Culinary and Arts Festival returns this week, and a major focus this year is on the creative community. For the last 3 years, organizers have internationally expanded their efforts to attract not just local but regional talent as they strive to position the Bahamas as a hub for art and culture in the region. Our Daniel Miller reports.
On the property of Bahama, there is so much activity going on. Reason being is because they are getting ready for their Bahamas Culinary and Arts Festival. And behind me is going to be the setup for Fuse, which opens on Wednesday. From inception, the resort's goal was to become the Art Basel of the Caribbean, cementing themselves as the epicenter for the creative community by featuring not only local but regional artisans. As the festival enters its 3rd year, they strategically work towards making this a reality with the Fuse Art Fair. Housed in an elaborate pavilion, every inch of the structure is utilized to display compelling variations of art. This year, Fuse will feature artists from 20 countries. These countries include Jamaica, South Africa, Trinidad, Aruba, and of course, the Bahamas, like returning artist June Colley.
Well, this year I'm painting womanhood, Bahamian womanhood, and our connection to Caribbean and the music culture here.
The fair is not only limited to decor pieces, but also wearable art in the form of handbags, clothing, and accessories. Owners of Beached Treasures, Jonathan and Jennifer Bethel, will be one of the vendors.
We make jewelry and crafts with all things Bahamian, Bahamian sand, Bahamian flowers, and whatever else we can find locally.
To the greater ecosystem. Art fairs are still relatively foreign to people in the Bahamas and in the region, but it's something that I do think that will create a serious paradigm shift for how people from the outside look at Bahamians and creatives from not only the Bahamas but from the region.
Reporting for our news, I'm Danielle Miller.
All right, thanks so much for that, Denny. And thank you for joining us for our news tonight. But before we go, stay locked into our news every week from now until December for your shot at driving away in a brand new 2025 Hyundai Creta. That's the bug there. See the car going as a beautiful car? It's the ultimate giveaway brought to you by Our News, Alive, and Auto Mall. And we've got some extra prizes courtesy of Auto Mall and Alive. So you'll have even more chances to win with fun trivia and giveaways on our digital platform, so be sure to check it out. To learn more, head over to ournews.bs. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Natalia Hall. We'll see you tomorrow night. Have a great evening.
Thank you for watching. I'm Natalia Hall. Be sure and hit that like and subscribe button if you want to see more content like this. Click right over here. And